Okay, welcome to the first episode of Chat and Chew. Today the chat will be superhero movies and television, and the chew is sushi. My guest is my loving husband, Matthew, and we're gonna talk about, the first thing we're gonna talk about is the latest release and project, respectively, I think, of Marvel and DC, or DC and Marvel, however that goes. So check that out, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
We're talking about a being whose very existence
They are not telling us the truth.
challenges our own sense of priority in the universe.
Human beings have a horrible track record of
Tragedy.
following people of great
Power
power.
corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Chaos.
Maybe he's just a guy trying to do the right
We
thing.
know better now, don't we? Devils don't come from hell beneath us.
They brought their war here.
No, they come from the sky.
The world has been so caught up with what he can do that no one has asked what he should do.
That's how it starts. The fever, the rage, the feeling of powerlessness that turns good men cruel.
40 years ago, I created a suit, but it was dangerous, so I hid it from the world. My assistant, Darren Cross, he became obsessed with recreating my formula. If this technology gets out, it's going to be chaos. Scott, this is your chance to become a hero. I need you to be the Ant-Man.
I think our first move should be calling the Avengers.
I got this. Did you think you could stop the future? You're just a thief.
No.
I'm Ant-Man. I know. Wasn't my idea.
If we're not careful, we're going to eat all the sushi before we're done.
Okay, so eat a little more slowly. Go ahead. Okay, what were you saying? You were talking about. Well, first of all, what did you think of the trailer for the what is it, Superman versus Batman: Dawn of Justice?
I don't like it.
It's a little vague. Can you be a little more specific?
The idea the Superman always had was that, or the idea behind the Superman character is that he is supposed to be superhuman, but he is supposed to have this humanizing element that the Kents gave him as they raised him. He is an alien, he knows this, but he is a human being in his ideals, and they show it many times in the comics. Like they have Kryptonians show up, General Zod.
Mm-hmm.
They have in the comics, or they have they've had his parents show up once, which was totally. But they're always, we need to subjugate these people. They need our help. We need to show them a better way by ruling over them. And Clark is always like, that's not how we do things. And in this, it kind of shows that, but it also kind of doesn't. They're pulling from a comic called, I think it's The Dark Knight Returns, about Batman coming back and killing people and Superman fighting him. And they're pulling from that.
Yeah, what do you think about it? Because it seems to me, like, I'm not the comic book person that you are, but it seems to me that they're kind of like making Batman the bad guy.
No. They're going to show, and I don't know if they showed it in this preview, but they show it in another preview where Bruce Wayne is in Metropolis during the Man of Steel events.
I did see that, yeah. Yeah.
So he's trying to save people from basically two gods fighting each other.
Right, and all the destruction that was caused. Okay.
Yes, and so he's fighting against this being of immense power. He's actually taking, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far, and I haven't seen the movie obviously because it's not out yet.
Right.
But from what I've seen, he's taking the Lex Luthor standpoint, which is, if we have this guy who has all this power, you know, watching over us and doing this, then how are we ever going to do more?
Right, and that was always Lex's point of view. I mean, we can't.
Not always, but
well, a big portion of it that he couldn't, that we as a race could not get stronger and mature if Superman kept coming in and doing things for us.
Exactly. It's like if your parents never left you alone. You can't become an adult.
Now, what about Ant-Man? Like we went to the movies and we saw Ant-Man. I liked it.
I liked it too. The thing about you have to remember about Ant-Man is Ant-Man is a comedy. It's an action comedy. Much like Guardians of the Galaxy was. It's an action comedy. And it was good. It was well done. Written,
yeah,
it was well done.
well done.
The other thing you have to remember is that
it wasn't like over the top.
No, the other thing you have to remember is that Ant-Man
and Paul Rudd was awesome.
Isn't exactly considered a mainstream character. So this is a side character. Neither Guardians of the Galaxy, honestly.
Right.
And this is why I feel that Marvel is doing it right. I don't know how to describe it. They're doing
the genre of superheroes.
Yes, they're doing superhero movies correctly.
Okay. And you don't feel that DC is.
I do not. But they show.
And you're going to explain to us why, right?
No, I'm not going to.
Come on.
Not going to even once.
Come on.
No. So Marvel, they introduced. They started with. You have food all over yourself. They've got. They started by introducing individual characters in their own movies. Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. Even the Hulk, although the Hulk movies all weren't very good. They're a bad example in this case. Well, maybe the exception that proves the rule. I don't know. But and then they did a movie where they all came together, which was awesome because you already knew the characters. So a movie with everyone in it didn't require any backstory, it didn't require any exposition, it didn't require anything like that. And so you have them all just come together, which was awesome. It was well done. Where DC is going the opposite way. They've already introduced Superman, and that's it.
Oh,
this
and now
the
they're
Christopher
doing
Nolan Batman.
Right, because how many people are supposed to be in Dawn of Justice?
This is going to have, as far as I know, it's going to have Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Right, but they haven't. Well, Batman's had his own standalone movies, and so is Superman.
That's the thing is they're not using. It's not the exact same character. It's like.
They're not pulling from the
Christopher Nolan. Yeah, we're not pulling from Christopher Nolan's Batman. As far as I can tell, I mean, I haven't done a lot of research on this, but it doesn't look that way to me. So the only introduced character so far is Superman. They're introducing at least two characters. They're introducing Wonder Woman and they're introducing Batman.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a Wonder Woman movie first.
I would like to see a Wonder Woman movie first too. And with the demographics the way they are, I'd love to see a Wonder Woman video game right now. Because right now, female gamers make up 47% of all gamers.
I know you guys must be very excited. There are now geekettes out there with you.
You're a geek.
I am not.
What's your blog about today?
Anyways,
your blog, I'm sorry?
Well, that was because you were my guest. I work with the guests.
I see. I'll have to remember that. I'm going to watch all of them from now on, and we're going to see how geeked out you get.
Okay.
We're married, but this is what I like to do when she says she's not a geek. You ready for this? All right? May the force be with you, Captain Kirk.
That's not funny.
See, right there. See that?
Okay, fair enough. Anyways.
Okay, So, yes, but I would have liked to have seen, I mean, Ben Affleck as Batman, when I first heard it, I was like, oh God. But then again, I said the same thing when I heard that, I lost it. I mean...
I had the same reaction, for example, when I heard that Tom Cruise was going to be Lestat.
Okay.
I was like, no, that can't happen.
You're showing your age.
Shut up.
But
I thought there's no possible way. I mean,
exactly.
Top Gun doesn't translate into vampire, and he did an amazing job.
Heath Ledger is the Joker. I felt that way.
I didn't see it, but I didn't hate the idea. I didn't know enough about Heath Ledger at the time, and then when I saw it,
I had seen him in 10 Things I Hate About You. I'd seen him in A Knight's Tale.
I saw him in A Knight's Tale.
And these were all, I mean, he was good, but he wasn't, like, the Joker is such an imposing character.
Yeah,
he literally, and then he took a character that steals the show, and then stole the show.
Yeah, he was.
And so when I feel that, when I look back and I go, Ben Affleck playing Batman, oh no, what is going to happen? And I go, wait, no, I didn't like Heath Ledger. I'm going to give him a shot.
Give him a shot.
But this isn't his shot. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Because he should have a Batman. There should be a Batman movie.
Exactly.
And
this is more like a sequel to the Superman movie.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, on the other note, and I want to take a look at another montage of clips that I put together for television.
I can eat them.
Yeah, go ahead. Check out these clips of some shows that they've done. The superhero genre has really exploded on television, particularly like the CW. But watch this.
For years, the truth was hidden. People from other times, other worlds, heroes. But now we know. They're among us.
What does SHIELD stand for, Agent Ward?
Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement, and Logistics Division.
And what does that mean to you?
It means someone really wanted our initials to spell out SHIELD.
The day Oliver Queen died is the day something new was born. I am Arrow.
I have to be the man this city needs.
What are you gonna do?
Whatever it takes.
We fight every night for something. When the sun sets, we're both the same.
You and I have a lot in common. We're nothing alike.
We can't go back for nothing. Take what you need, say everybody.
Another man's evil does not make you good. I respect your conviction. The lone man thinks he can make a difference.
This darkness is the light.
I'm just trying to make my city a better place.
Dark in the city, night is a white.
I told you I'd break you. I will.
And I'm hungry like the wolf.
You gonna help me or not? Monsters are coming. Cleanse this city in blood and fire. It is a new day.
I'm hungry like the wolf.
Now, to keep the flow of this going, we didn't actually watch those last ones. But she told me that Flash is on there, Green Arrow's on there,
Daredevil,
Shield, Daredevil,
which is on Netflix, but still
it's
an
still
awesome,
a television show.
It's awesome,
it holds. It's the same structure as a.
I'll share this last one with you.
No, you can go ahead.
Mm-mm.
No, I ate so much. Oh God, she's gonna feed me.
Okay, so
now I can talk.
that's one way to shut him up. All right, so how do you think television's been doing?
It's actually the opposite.
What do you mean?
I think that DC is doing television exactly right, and Marvel is somehow dropping the ball. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't bad.
It's not bad. It's not great, though.
The only problem with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the order to watching it.
Yeah.
Because if you watch it, there's like an episode, and then Captain America Winter Soldier happens, and then there's another episode. So it's like if you didn't watch the movie in that 1 week period while watching the show,
you lose it. Yeah.
Not only do you lose it, but you get so many spoilers and so many this, and it's And I get that they're supposed to be tied in, but not that tightly, you know.
I like that they tried to do that continuity between them, and that was a cool concept. But you're right, because if it obligates you to go and see the movies or not watch the show until you do.
Like they're talking about tying in the events of Ant-Man. Or maybe they did. I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore, honestly, because of this. I don't do it.
Yeah. I actually preferred Agent Carter because it kind of.
That was a miniseries, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It stayed away from that. It didn't.
It was in the past. That's why.
Exactly. But like Arrow, I really like. And
Arrow, the first season they didn't really touch into the superpowers thing, but in the second season they did.
Yeah.
And then they brought in they introduced Wally West as the Flash. Was it Wally West or was it? I'm so used to the comics. It's not Jake Garrick. I can never remember.
Anyway.
But no. Barry Allen. That's they introduced Barry Allen, and they do his origin story correctly. That's how he's always late, you know.
Right.
And then he gets he's doused in chemicals and struck by lightning, and suddenly he's faster than Superman even. But that's the way to do it.
I haven't watched a lot of The Flash.
That's okay.
I mean, I've seen clips and I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't. It wasn't one of my favorite superheroes in the first place. I liked. I know, and this is my guilty pleasure. I liked the movie Daredevil. I didn't love it, but I liked it. A lot of people really bashed it, but the show is
Marvel.
Incredible.
See, and I don't attribute that to Marvel's success. I attribute that to Netflix.
Okay.
Because Netflix, House of Cards. A lot of people have some bad things to say about House of Cards.
Really?
Yeah, because
It's Kevin Spacey. How can you say anything bad about Kevin Spacey?
Your crush on Kevin Spacey is solid.
Okay.
He's, it's very overacted. It's very, but
yeah.
But the one fan theory I've seen that I like is the fact that when he's talking to the screen, he's not. It's not an.
Where are we? House of Cards or Daredevil?
House of Cards.
Okay.
It's not an exposition thing. He's
right,
actually narrating his memoirs.
Right.
Which I think is pretty cool. But for Daredevil, when Netflix took it, the reason I like what they did with it is because they didn't have network executives on their backs going, we want the drug episode, we want the alcohol episode, we want this episode,
It was actually kind of a slow metamorphosis into the final, because like the whole, and I'm sorry if any of you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, it's not a big spoiler, but like he spent almost the entire first season without even a costume, with this like makeshift thing that he had pieced together, and then at the end it was this big reveal of this really kick-ass suit that he has, and I'm interested to see like where the characters go. Vincent D'Onofrio was amazing.
Well, when you watch, I get that you feel that way about his costume, but if you read back through all the origin stories, all the superheroes have a costume they didn't wear.
And I get that, but we don't see it. That was one of the things I loved about the original, well, not the original, but the new reboot of the Spider-Man series. Watching him stumble through how to deal with his powers. We hadn't
not
seen
the newest
that.
one, the one from 2001.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, we hadn't seen
Shazam.
that. We hadn't seen that a lot before.
No.
I mean, we had always seen, Superman has his powers, Batman has his powers, and they just worked. It was nice to It was so nice to see, well, his gadgets, whatever. It was so nice to see them figuring it out. So which do you like better? Do you prefer the movies, or right now are you loving the television series a bit more? And now they're coming out with a new Supergirl on the CW as well.
It's tough for me. I
think I'm enjoying television more.
I haven't watched as much of these superhero shows as I probably should.
Yeah, and you really need to watch Gotham.
Gotham's good.
Gotham is very good.
Gotham captures the thing that I've always found interesting about the Batman comics, because in the Superman comics they're always striving towards showing him modern day or slightly futuristic.
Yeah.
But Batman has always been very gothic, and so that even in the animated series and in the comic books, they show old cars and gothic buildings and.
Yeah.
And they're doing it in this, and yet you see them show up in like a 1980s, police cruiser,
even before
and they
that.
pull out their cell phone,
Yes.
and you're like, "What year is it?"
And there's no disconnect. Like you wonder, it's out of time. It's completely taken out of context and put in its own world,
And they
I
do
love
it
it.
very well.
They do
in Gotham, but I have to wonder: is Bruce Wayne as a child going to be Batman in 2030? Or is he going to be Batman in 2015, and this is just 1995? I mean, what is it?
And is it going to end the way Smallville did before that eruption, or is it going to just continue? And we're going to see him grow up, and we're going to see a new retelling of Batman.
We'll see.
Because right now it's really focused more on Jim Gordon.
Well, that's the show. It's supposed to be about Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
It's there's actually a comic book called Gotham PD, and it was about the cops who have to deal with the criminals when Batman leaves, because he ties them up, but then you've got to collect evidence, and you can't just because he's a vigilante, so his arrests are technically illegal.
Right. But at this point, Jim hasn't reached that point yet where he would be willing. If Batman were to show up as Jim Gordon is right now in the series, Jim would go after him.
He does. In most of the comics, when Batman first starts, Jim does go after him.
Oh, okay.
Because vigilantism is wrong.
Yeah.
Although citizen's arrest is legal, so I don't know.
Well, thank you for stopping by and chewing and chatting, and this has been cool. You're my very first guest.
You can edit the video part, right?
A little. Get off of me. I might not edit that. All right. Tune in next time where my guest will be my good friend Kyle Mole, and we will be talking about D&D characters. Again,
What?
not
I
my
can't
choice.
talk about that?
No, that wasn't your choice. All right. 5.